Bow, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and welcome back to Sid Streams. Your boy Yasha Sid. Yes, sir. All right, cool. I'm back with it, guys. Let's get into it. First thing I want to talk about is Lobo and Mitch. They just dropped their latest episode of a safe space podcast, the podcast they do. And yeah, they got Joe, none other than Joe Budden. If a nigga hated, call him Joe Budden. Yeah, so they got Joe Budden on the latest episode, which is so dope, really great. I watched the whole thing; it was so entertaining, really nice, man. It's great to see Joe Budden and Lil Yachty, kind of get back on good terms because if you know their history, which they do talk about in the interview in the podcast episode, if you know their history, you know that these niggas came from nigga chill. Like I want you to know what got you from eating oodles and noodles in your room. Man, just some crazy shit. So yeah, it's interesting. So I'm going to start it off with a talking about a very interesting topic because they do bounce around, talk about a whole bunch of different things, and current things, old things. They look at some of his fit and stuff like that. It's like it's interesting. It's very interesting. But I think this is the one that caught my attention the most, where Mitch had asked. You would think, like, listening to the question, you think it's like a simple question because he asked, "What do you think of streaming?" Did he ask, "What do you think of streaming?" Or do you think streaming is good or something like that? Something about streaming, and it was just like it's such a basic question, but it's also so heavily attached to it because, like, when we think about streaming and all that, music streaming, movie streaming, series streaming, all of that, it's just like we came to a point where we thought that wow, streaming kind of revolutionized the way people consumed media and stuff like that, and we thought it was like kind of the best thing ever. But when you really look into it and you really dive into the nooks and crannies, like when it comes to music streaming, just like how less and less and how little artists get paid, for making music, putting music out on DSP, Spotify, Apple, that, how little the streaming platform pay. When you look at movies and stuff like that, how because you think about the Writers Guild, the protest that they were doing, like, one of the core issues was because of streaming and how writers are writing different series and stuff like that, and then these production companies are then just selling or licensing the series to streaming companies, but then the writers don't get residuals anymore and what I don't know, stuff like that. So it was an interesting question, and I liked his response. Yeah, so we're gonna take it from there, and then we'll chop it out. So yeah.
Do you think streaming makes sense? Like how it works,
Which part of it?
the money aspect of it.
No.
Me personally, I don't. I don't even.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, but I mean that's just the system, bro.
See, look,
But see, no, that's how we get caught up in it, bro.
That's why
We
we're
gotta,
never gonna
What can
we
we
gotta,
do?
we gotta, we. Bro,
can
some people
figure out
just came up
something
with a
to do.
system and we just settle for
What
it.
we gonna
We
do?
gotta.
Are we gonna take it back to the MLK days and strike? We gonna march?
I mean, we can figure something out. What if we just say, hey, we're not putting nothing on none of these? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think artists
We definitely
underestimate
gotta
how.
brainstorm more. Yeah, I'm not coming up with a plan to go extreme, but I'm just saying, like, we just
Whatever
can't
needs
settle
to-
for it, bro. It's not fair. Bro, you're getting 3 cents per listen. It takes
How?
a million
I
listens to
hear
get
you.
1,000. Like,
I hear you,
and
but
we just settle for it.
realistically, let's have a realistic conversation right now. What
Okay,
the
yeah.
can
It's
we
better.
do?
Like, we can start something. We can start
Yeah.
speaking. We can start
I
fighting
hear
for it.
you.
Like I'm saying, we can start.
Chunky cheeks? How?
See, so you're trying to say the word. Or you just
I'm trying to say,
Bro,
Chunky cheeks, my god. Yeah, he's such a troll.
he is bullshitting.
I'm
right
not
now.
bullshitting, bro. I'm not bullshitting because
with
I always thought about
All
this.
right, so
Like,
go
bro,
ahead to the camera. Tell
Yes.
us right now what we're gonna do.
all right, so you want to know something? I'll tell you exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with Tidal, Black-owned
See?
streaming
We're gonna start with title.
service. You know what I'm saying? Right
All
there.
right, right now to your favorite rapper. Tell him.
You see why I can't spread the message, bro?
Tell
I'm trying to
Jay-Z.
spread.
Tell him.
It's not just about Jay-Z, bro. I'm just saying. You know what I'm
You
saying?
think?
For the
Wait,
sake of
you
his-
think? Let me ask you something. You think that artists or Black artists specifically don't have the power to affect the market?
No, that's not true. I think that realistically, the chances of all of us agreeing together to do something is more than unlikely because a lot of people are self-sufficient, egotistical, and selfish. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I can agree with that because I mean it's just like because as a side chick, it's just like it would have to take so many artists, to say like we're gonna stop putting the music out on these DSPs, and just like there's a lot of artists, a lot of huge artists that are making money from their labels are making money from streaming and stuff like that. So it's just like realistically, it doesn't seem like something that could happen.
I mean, it would take everyone to think about everyone else and not just themselves to say, you know what, even though the bigger artists, someone in the corner saying, even though I'm rich as shit and I'm doing good, my young bros, they need this. I don't think it's likely to happen because I think it's a very egotistical career.
I think that you think it takes more of us than it actually will. I don't think that it takes, and that is the misconception between consumer and the people behind the walls. The shows that make the network run is going to be Office and Seinfeld. All the rest of y'all are ancillary pieces. The same in music. Hey, these are the people that pay the bills for all of the rest of you.
Right.
When the white artists got mad at some shit that was going on in Spotify recently, them got together. And none of the black people really knew who any of them was. But know what they had? Catalog. Know what catalog is? Audience, market. So you take
Money.
your 5%, added with Celine Dion's, and I'm freestyling right now, her 20%. It's going to take a few of y'all, but y'all can make change. You can be effective. It's going to take the right people to do it. The major labels are never going to let any of this Fantastic Four shit work. The Napster shit, they're not going to let it work. Anything that's trying to buck the system, they're going to stop, which is why not to bring it here and we can leave it, which is why Drake has always been important, because he and the likes of him will change this whole thing either way. It'll tip it this way, it'll tip it that way. So when he gets in the song and say, I can never go independent, Lucian treats me good, that's my man. Yeah, it sounds fly, but the greater ramifications of it is, oh, the labels are going to put as much money in his pocket because they know if it went the other way, it's of a few people. Even with what's going on now, you see all these layoffs. You see people getting fired. You see the consolidation, right? So don't tell me that music is in the best space and everybody's good and everybody's making money, but nobody has a job.
Yeah, and
It's deeper than just the music aspect. Like, it's going to take a few of us getting savvy to what's going on behind the scenes, and we won't, because we're paid well-paid puppets, new slaves.
Yeah, you got to say that. But yeah, no, man, that's pretty much facts. That's like what Joe said makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I mean, he's right. I mean, if you had to think about it, the top 1% of the top streaming artists, you know what I mean, like your Drakes, The Weeknd, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, all these people, you know, like if you say like maybe the top 1% and you just take 100 of them, and if you say those 100 they agree to not put their music out on streaming until everything gets renegotiated or whatever to better favor the artists, definitely that could work, because like you think like the top 1% of those 100 people, you know what I mean, like they stream billions and billions and billions of music. Other people are streaming, you know, man, the regular artist is not streaming that much to like cover the cost of running the servers and all of that other stuff, you know. And also it depends on the stream, you know, because like the stream also, like a stream from a freemium versus a stream from a premium is very different, you know what I mean. So especially when it comes to counting royalties and stuff like that, they count streams from premiums, you know what I mean, not streams from freemium accounts. So it's a whole lot complex than we would think, you know. But it is the system, it is the machine, and that's how they built it, you know, and made sure that it's very intricate and niggas just don't understand shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was interesting. I just wanted to play that part because you guys can go watch the fuller conversation and dive into it. It's really dope, really dope. Shout out to Joe Budden, Lil Boat, Mitch. Let's move on.
Bust, I told that baby go. Bust,